Your mother told you to be a nurse? Then honestly, being a nurse would have been better than this. At least would have been earning enough money to provide a middle class and upper middle class life. Nurses make anywhere from around $60,000 to $80,000. This don't pay. And cute will be over in 2 years, 3 years, or 22, whenever you're 24.
Yo.
Yeah. I just, this is definitely a wake-up call. So.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
Okay, I'm 22.
All right. Are you prepared? Are you in preparation? What are we talking about?
So I think that I'm very prepared right now, but and like I've talked to successful men already, but it's just like I don't know like if I'm doing something wrong, but like I think that like I do have the qualities to be a wife. Hopefully,
were you raised to be a wife?
My mom, like I watched her always, like
did your mother raise you actively to be a wife?
Like what do you mean? Like she always taught me.
What did your mother tell you to do regarding a man? What did she tell you a woman's role or responsibility was with a man?
She would always tell me like you need to always listen to your dad. I always listen to your dad, like whatever he does, and like she would always do like the dishes and like the laundry and everything. And I would always tell her because like all over social media, like you see that.
Stop. Your mother told you to listen to your father.
Yes.
Your father is not a stranger. What did she tell you to do for your husband?
So she would always tell me like to just make sure I find a good husband and to pretty much just listen to him. That's pretty much baseline, but.
So you weren't taught to be a.
Just listen.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay. If I taught you how to drive a car and I said, don't get in an accident and put gas in it, did I teach you how to drive?
No.
So we're already down the path of what's wrong with the men, and this is what often happens with women. You're not a wife yet. You're already evaluating what's wrong with the men.
So what do
that's
I
what
do?
you're gonna ask. That's what you're saying. Well, the men. You're not a wife. So
what do I do?
Well, first off, you need to understand that you're not what you want to be yet. You attract what you are. You're not ready. So now you have to go get prepared to become what it is you say you want. Your mother didn't teach it to you. Well, then what are you going to do?
So how do I?
Well, now that's not my answer.
Yeah.
That's not my. You need to go ask your mom still married to your father?
Yes.
You need to call your mom and say, Mom, why didn't you teach me? What do I need to do to be prepared to be a wife? Ask your mother. And don't let her get away with these vague ass answers. Did she teach you how to cook?
Yes.
You mean she just didn't say go to the grocery store and buy some stuff?
No, she told me how to cook.
Well, that's my point. She needs to teach you. You need to ask her questions that you're asking me.
The thing is, though, like, about my mom,
I don't care. It's your mama. Either you ask your mama or you go make some money and pay a coach.
There you go.
Yeah,
the world doesn't care about your problems or mine. Are you in college?
No.
Did you go to college?
No, I didn't.
High school graduate?
Yes.
You live at home?
No, I have my apartment. I work a full-time job.
Doing what?
I'm pretty much independent. I work as
What do you do for a living?
So I'm pretty much a residential caretaker. It's pretty stable.
You're unskilled labor, and you're locked into lower middle class living.
Yeah, but you know, how old is she? She still got youth on her side. That don't mean that, a dude with some bread ain't gonna bag her. You know what I'm saying? I would like to know what it is that what's the issues that she's having. She's saying that she thinks she's ready to be a wife. Who are you dating? Are you dating a lot of F boys? Do you know you don't know what to look for in a man? Because that might be what it is, and that's what a lot of the women, ladies I talk to, is really, they're young, so they're dating guys a lot of times that really aren't about ish, really can't take care of them, don't know how to be husbands themselves, and they get confused about, are they good enough, or is it just the guys? And it's probably just the caliber of guys you're dealing with, which I think that's where, not to say like you can be a lower to middle class guy and still be a good husband. You feel me? But she doesn't have any kids, unskilled labor or not. You don't have to have a college degree. And I think this is a lot of times where things like this is confusing to women, because they're like, I need to get a degree. Okay, this girl is not college educated. She's high school educated. And you're saying, well, you may be limited to this. You may be limited to certain social circles, but in terms of, you never know who you'll encounter. A degree doesn't necessarily mean, the degree or college educated opens you up to networking, which is what a lot of other demographics are better at doing than what we're I'm not saying what we're able at doing, but that's kind of like their focus of college is networking at the end of the day. But let's continue with this.
Yeah.
Don't lie to yourself, young lady. You didn't go to college at 22 years old. You got a job.
22.
Are you making more than $40,000 a year?
No.
More than $30,000 a year?
Yeah.
More than $35,000 a year?
No.
Then you're fucked.
Come on, man.
Okay. So I should go to college.
Oh no. This is just okay. Who's going to, if you don't have a husband,
Yeah.
you have to pay for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to pay for yourself, you need more than a high school diploma. Your parents they didn't teach.
Not necessarily, once again, but she's Asian, and many times, and I guess obviously that she hasn't found a husband and the family hasn't found her a husband, but a lot of it is arranged many times, or you within certain social circles. So only thing that college degree is going to open you up to is to networking. I think this is what confuses women, because once again, guys will say in these videos, we don't care about your education, but then again, you need to have education, but we don't care about it. Not to say a woman shouldn't get educated. It's good for networking, it's good for experience, it's good to actually getting you or making you competitive in terms of these things, but it doesn't make you a good housewife. It doesn't make you a good wife. It doesn't make you a good person. Just my thoughts, though.
You to prepare for life?
They always just wanted me to be a nurse.
And why didn't you do that? And why didn't you do that?
Because I saw like my friend's mom who was a nurse, and she was always working and always miserable.
Okay.
And I also saw.
Okay, so what? Being an adult is not fun.
Mm-hmm.
Being an adult is not fun. At least there's a nurse, which nurses don't typically get married, but they at least earn enough money to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
See, what it is you're cute. And you get by on being cute, but that shit don't last. cute and
But she's young. She's young now. She wants to be. She doesn't want to be unhappy. And I'm not taking up for anybody. I'm not. I get where you're going, Kevin. But I'm just saying, some women don't want to work those hours. She's young. She's 22, right? She's cute. She has time. She just has to be intentional. And she says she has all these homemaking skills and and thinks that she's ready to be a wife. But hey, like, cultivate what you can cultivate. You know, and it's not always the dudes. It's the type of dudes you're choosing. The F boys. I can almost guarantee that that's who she's probably dealing with is F boys.
lazy is not a good mix. And and you got to be smarter than this. So don't tell me about what the men are doing. If you're not even, you need to go ask your mother. Then you need to figure out. Well, I'm gonna be honest. Even if you ask your mom, don't sound like they're doing that good of a job directing you. And even if they are doing a good job directing you, you don't do a good job in listening.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
So hard head make a soft ass.
And Asian families, they normally have a life plan. They normally have a life plan for their children. So that's probably exactly what it is. She probably ain't listening, probably just doing her own thing. Working in home health care. They probably didn't want that for her. They probably had a life plan for her. Hence, she's not living with them. She's got her own place. And, you know, I'm not being judgmental, but it's probably the caliber of dudes you're dealing with, baby.
There'll be another 22-year-old version of you next week.
Yeah. I was just confused. Can I just ask something? 'Cause like about the school thing, like I was thinking about it, but then at the same time I was like, if I went to school and like didn't actually pursue that, like, 'cause I was always scared of the debt.
And be a stripper.
And no.
Be an escort. You got to do something in this world to make money. I don't care about your fears, young lady.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, I saw somebody that you fear being homeless or a whore.
Yeah, I do fear that.
Well, then do something about it.
Kevin, she's taking care of herself. She's 22. I know she doesn't have aspirations, or maybe she doesn't have plans for higher education. She's entertained it, but she was already thinking that if I am going to get this debt, probably she's thinking if I'm going to get this debt, I need to do it for something that I'm actually passionate about. And obviously for her, that's not nursing, even though she's doing home health care from what it sounds like. But she's already thinking, unlike many of our children, our women from our community, they just go to college just to, you know, rack up all this debt and become a liability to whatever man that comes into their life that chooses to marry them. And they have this mountain of student debt that's 99 years to pay it off. So, you know, I commend her on that.
Yeah, I work a lot. Like,
No, ma'am, you're working a lot with no competency. You're capped. Let's say you're an extremely hard worker and you're really good at what you do. There is an upper limit on how much you're worth. You can't work that long, ma'am. The female body is not designed to bear those kind of burdens. You got to grow up. You need a profession. And you need to start listening to people who know more than you, because your best decision has got you doing this. Your mother told you to be a nurse? Then honestly, being a nurse would have been better than this. At least would have been earning enough money to provide a middle class and upper middle class life. Nurses make anywhere from around $60,000 to $80,000. This don't pay shit. And cute will be over in 2 years, 3 years,
man.
22, whenever you're 25, that shit's over.
Yo.
Yeah. I just, this is definitely a wake-up call. So.
The difference is, if you were a man, and you got to be 25 doing the same thing, they would call a man a loser.
Yeah.
Women don't get called losers because you guys can cheat.
Exactly, because she can leverage her beauty. She's a woman. Exactly. They don't get called that. You know, they don't. And it's kind of like what I explained earlier. She does need to have a life plan. If that's getting married, baby, you need to get on the grind. You know, what are your aspirations at this point? She's still young. She's 22. You guys are like, that's too old. She's in the danger zone at 22. We got to stop that, baby. But, you know, have some type of plan in place. If your plan is to get married, you know, right now, you need to get yourself in those arenas, you know, get with your family in terms of that. Find out, get in areas where you can actually put yourself out there. Because your husband isn't going to knock on your door, baby.
But if you want to be, that whole wife thing, you need to sit down and talk to your family. You got a mother and father, that's who you should be talking to.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to also listen to some folks. I'm some strange guy on YouTube.
Mm. Yeah, I do ask like my coworkers, most
Not
of them.
your coworkers, they don't fucking know you.
Nah.
True.
No.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy. See, that's what I mean. Women are allowed to just get out here and I don't know, I'm just cute. No, I don't know. I can ask my coworker. I say, if you strip, there's a pole out there with your name on it. I mean, fucked up as it may sound, you know.
Wait.
Jacked up as it may sound. Men don't get to do these kind of things though. For me,
Baby, if you was my daughter, I'd rather you than aimlessly go to college and not know what you want to do, or do something, or pick up something that you really don't want to do. I'd rather you get a trade or do something that makes you happy. And I know that sounds so cliche, and you guys are like, but JR, what if stripping makes her happy? If that's what you want to do, baby, I didn't raise you that way, but you got to realize the implications that come with that. And you're not going to get you a quality husband doing that. You know what I'm saying? You need to get a trade, figure out what it is that you need to do, and put yourself out there and basically grind at this point. If you're content with with that job that you got, you need to be trying to be the best that you can be on that gig. You know, climb that ladder, go as high as you can go up until but you need to have a plan of action in place, baby. A plan of action, career wise, instead of just hoping that a husband will pop up and save you. Because it won't always happen at the time that you want, but you just have to put yourself in that position. But I can appreciate the fact that she's not trying to just aimlessly, absorb all this student debt for something that she might not really want to do at the end of the day.
And there is a hardcore ceiling on this shit for men. And men will know that. And we all know that as men. We do. Oh, that was the wrong person. That was a hardcore. Yeah. You got caught again. That was there's a hardcore ceiling for most dudes. So, let me say something also to you young women out there. If you have a mother, you guys need to press your mothers for knowledge. If your mother doesn't like to talk or whatever, you need to press your mother, because if you don't press your mother, you're going to have to go pay somebody for it. That's what's going to happen.
Don't listen to a coworker that don't got their ish together. or some other bitter woman that's trying to teach you about life and they at the same level that you're at.
You got to press your mother or go pay somebody for it. No, knowledge is not free. That's why college costs money.
It's God's beat maker.
And I don't know. I will put a light in the sky for the G's that done turn memory from go. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth them.